Welcome to Guesswork Garage. I'm Megan. This is having a little bit of a moment right now.
What the fuck was in that body?
Cut. Hi, welcome back to Guesswork Garage. I'm Megan.
I'm Brandon.
And today we are working on an FB or an RX7, whichever way you want to call it. And we are going to do a whole bunch of fun stuff. I know that one of the things we're going to do is we're going to bleed the clutch and try and figure that out. Most of the other stuff I don't remember, so I'm going to hand it back over to him.
So we're going to try to hook up a fuel system, at least a temporary one, running off of a cheap Ling Long fuel pump.
Yippee. I
don't know if Ling Long is the brand or just who made it. And then once we got that hooked up, we're going to run it off of the fuel that's inside of that Monster bottle that's over there.
I learned it is not actually a drink.
She wanted me to drink earlier.
Hey, man. There's a number of them strewn about, so.
Yeah, that's my fault. That's all my fault. But we're going to try to get this thing to at least prove in concept that it will move. I've already soaked down part of the clutch system with acetone and ATF mixture in order to get it to break loose a little bit easier. So that shouldn't be as big of a chore as what it would be. We get all that hooked up, we get the clutch bled, and maybe we can get the clutch stuff to move. If we can even get that far today, I'll be happy. But if we can get the fuel system hooked up, if that'll move, we can test to see if the car will move under its own power by jacking up the rear wheels, leaving them free spinning. Because none of the tires have air in them. Because much like a fat asthmatic, this cold weather just ain't good for them.
We could try giving it a stern talking to about using some air, though.
We could, but as a fat asthmatic, I can completely understand. It ain't good for me either. So let's dive into this mess, and maybe by the end of this episode, this thing will actually move under its own power for the first time. And I don't know how long, because the guy who traded me for it was a compulsive liar. So this thing might not have moved since the 90s. I don't even have a previous tag, and the glove box is missing. So I can't even tell you where it was last registered. I have no information. So the more that I dig into it, the less I'm able to trust the information I had. So
heck yeah.
Good times.
Let's do it.
I don't ask much out of people. Man, am I disappointed. All right, let's get on it. All right, so we're going to kind of do this a tiny bit out of order from what we stated. Go fucking figure. We're going to we're going to take this cheap Chinese fuel pump and we're going to run it from that bottle, but we got to make a little electrical system out of this. These wires are way too short. And the way that you're supposed to link these is you're supposed to wrap them through something that has constant power at the key, which makes perfect sense. However, at the moment, I don't have anything that makes constant power from the key. I have to run it from the battery. So we're just going to take some sacrificial wire from this light fixture behind me, and we're just going to make it work.
Blessed be the sacrificial wire.
Oh! So, once again, me being very bad at the whole YouTube thing, we had everybody, including the cameraman, trying to find stuff, and I completely forgot what the fuck we were doing, which was filming things. So, you didn't miss anything. Just mostly
goose chases.
Yeah, several goose chases. This poor ratchet. Its service life is pretty much over. This came out of my great-grandpa's garage. So that tells you it's probably older than anybody that's alive watching this, which is crazy to think about. There's a whole generation of people that are just fucking dead that didn't have to live through this. I envy them. So now we've got the fuel system mostly hooked up. We got the throttle cable hooked up the other day, which was a bear in and of itself. It's far from perfect, but it's as good as we're going to get it for the time being. Now we're going to move from this to trying to get this guy out of here so that we can put in the new end. We've already got it screwed into the transmission or not transmission, into the slave cylinder. Then we got to look for how we're supposed to bleed it. I'm pretty sure there's a bleeder screw on top of the slave cylinder, and we move on from there. So,
Heck yeah.
man, the kid that did this, did all this, went through his day on purpose and half-assed disassembled everything. Why couldn't his mother have just pulled out and left him on the mattress? It's so much better.
His mother?
You heard me. So go ahead. Took us a minute to find the right wrench. And it might take her a minute to...
Shut up.
Make sure you're turning it to the left.
I am. It's not. Shut up.
You want some help?
Am I turning it the wrong way?
You're asking the wrong person.
Either that or you. It's too fucking.
Yeah, you might be turning it the wrong way.
Am I turning it the wrong way? You told me left. You motherfucker. Reshoot that shit.
I told you to the left. Do you not know the difference between left
This
and
is
right?
left.
I understand that, but what way are the threads facing?
I don't know.
It's going to go to stage left because it's facing you.
Motherfucker. Alright.
Amateur. Oh, mic died again. So unfortunately, one of our mics has decided to bite the dust. So
And just absolutely not want to.
audio is just not going to be very good this episode.
Yeah, we've got one working mic sitting on the car, so we will be. I can figure out how to do this shit. Shut up, Brandon. Can I just like? There we go. That's easier than. Well, there goes a nail.
All right, so now we got to get our new clutch cable in. This is the slave cylinder down here that we're going to be hooking to. Then we got to also soak this in acetone and ATF, specifically because I'm fairly certain it's going to be seized. Mm-hmm. So, and I don't want to break the bleeder screw off in that and then have to take the whole assembly apart more than I already have. Yeah, that would definitely not be cool. So let's see if we can get this thing wound in. I don't know that there's going to be much worth filming for this part of it. But then again, I say that, and
I just had a nail fall off.
Something magical might happen, like your nail joining the space program. That was something. I'm trying to see if I can just. Oh, okay. Bye.
You need the magic touch, apparently, that I have with my nail file.
Yeah, it sounded remarkably inappropriate, but I wasn't going to say anything. So I've run into a problem that's going to it's not going to ground everything to a halt right now, but it's going to ground making the clutch work grind to a halt, at least temporarily. So the way that these work is you've got two ends, and it might look like this end is separately affixed and threaded. It's not. This is one solid piece that has two rotating ends, and you're supposed to try to get it threaded on. But if you thread it on one end, you can't thread it into the other without twisting the hose. This hose does not twist. Some hose don't twist. This is one of them. So what's going to have to happen is the slave cylinder is going to have to come out of the car. We're going to have to affix it to this and then put it back in the car, which is going to be a fight and a half. And then this will get affixed to that line. Then we can bleed the system, and we should be able to tell if it's able to get pressure. So we know what we're doing. It's just a matter of we can't pull that right now. I don't have enough light in here for me to feel comfortable pulling it without losing my spot. So that's going to have to wait. But what we can do potentially is see if our fuel system is going to leak, our temporary fuel system, maybe get this thing to run again and try to see if it will idle. We don't have any pulleys attached yet. So we don't really have a solid way of charging it outside of the fact that I have a battery maintainer in the house, which we can use. And we don't have a way of cooling it for now. I have a solution to that. But let's see if we can get it to fire up and idle a little bit and maybe get maybe test out the fact that we've actually got the carburetor bolted down. Maybe now it won't suck air through every orifice and just the whole time, because God knows that's terrible for it. So it's probably being here too. But hey, man, you're stuck with me. I don't envy you. So yeah, let's see if we can get this fuel pump to work. All right, let's see if we can get this to work. You ready? Oh, I have something for this. Hold on.
Holding.
In there is a little spray bottle. Yep.
What was that?
Nut. Okay. Okay. Make sure I've got the right leads. I do. This is such a clusterfuck. My brain doesn't work good. Sorry, this fanned out on me. Plug that in. All right, hit the key.
Ready?
Yep. Hang on. Try it again.
Nothing. I'm getting charged, but
Try it now. That's what it is. Negative terminal's really loose. This is not how you're supposed to do this, but these won't tighten anymore because they're fucking annihilated. Do 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 do. Hit it. Well, that was one of the noises of all time. What on earth? Hit it again. Why is it screaming like that? Kill it. I have no idea what's going on. It cranked over before and fired right up.
it got faster this time.
Yeah, it did. Try it again. Oh, there we go. It had it for like a half a second. Come on. Kill it. Try it again. I'm wondering if it's battery related. Goofy, you're eating rat burgers. Oh no, Mickey, it's okay now. They're horse meat. So I just got back from Indiana. It's been a few days. We're going to try to get this clutch slave cylinder out of here. It's sitting right down here. We've already got one bolt out because, of course, I completely forgot that I do YouTube and forgot to record. It happens. So we're going to try to get this out of here, get it affixed to our slave cylinder hose, get all that assembly back in, and maybe get it tied off before we have to go and pick B up from work. I just realized that our throttle cable that we fought tooth and nail to get hooked back up has come loose and is now laying on the ground. That's a problem for future Brandon, and I don't really like that guy very much. So we're going to try to get that out of there and see how far that we get in this process. Remember, we've also got to eventually get belts, and I think we're actually going to go away from the old style fan because I'm pretty sure that that fan's screwed up. Sorry, the cameraman panned down and I thought something was wrong. That fan, I don't have the bolts for it, but what I do have is in a box over there somewhere. I've got a electric fan that'll produce about the same force against the radiator. But on top of that, while in the process of pulling all of this off, we figured out that this hose, which connects to the cooling system, had not a single drop of coolant in it, which means that I have no idea when the last time this thing had coolant in it. In. Yeah, good job. We're keeping it in. I don't fucking care. Neither did my dad. That's how he ended up with me. Anyway, so let's get started on this mess. Oh, we're already started on it. You know what I mean. If you've been here long enough, this long, you've seen enough. Also, Megan's not in this part for some reason. Megan! All right, work. Forgot. Some of us have regular jobs. I do too. That's why I'm not working on this every day. Okay. Just so you know, this and that are the same color. They don't taste the same. Who knew? Where the fuck did that went perfectly in that box. All right, so off camera, partially because this was a lot more of a task than it should have been. Actually took myself and the cameraman messing with it to get it out. We managed to get the slave cylinder out, get the new slave cylinder hose in, as well as pull the bleeder screw to make sure that it can actually do bleeder screw things. But in the process, I think I might have determined that this bleeder screw is a little bit compromised. I'm trying to remember. Oh, no, it's actually good. Sorry. Hole was in a different spot than what I'm used to. Nah, we're not going to... Nope. Sorry. Damn it. My professionalism knows no bounds. All right, so took bleeder screw out of this, by the way, pulled the whole assembly out, put the new assembly together, partially because I couldn't get it out at first. I thought it was going to be require an extractor. Now we just had to put a breaker bar on it. We're able to get this guy out. New hose in. Now we got to attach it to that. And that's going to be a bear and a half, partially because of where the fitting is. We have to turn this whole assembly to get it onto there, which is dumb. I don't know why it is that way. Wait a minute. I may be retarded. I think that maybe that screws forward. Oh, that makes a way more sense. I just did this the hardest way possible. But we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going because why the hell not? We've already done it the hardest way possible. And the whole goal of this was to show that any idiot can work on a car and get it running again. I think that we're accomplishing that today. So this is a bleeder screw. You'll find these on your brakes, but also on your master cylinder. And you need to make sure that they can bleed whatever fluid that you're trying to get out. So what I did was I just took this carburetor cleaner and I butted it up to the bleeder screw end. And can you see that? Is it in focus? It definitely works. So now that we know that that works, we'll tighten this in. And it bottoms out right here with plenty of thread left. I don't know if that is going to cause problems, because I don't know if this is a bleeder screw for this or if this is one that this idiot happened to have laying around. So we're going to get this attached to there and see if we can get this fitted up before we have to take off to go and get B from work. And then tomorrow, which for you will be within the same episode, so it'll appear to be the same day, Megan's going to be back, and we're going to try to get everything put together well enough to see if we have clutch pressure and then move forward. Also unrelated, a car which you guys will probably never see on the channel, but that is in a couple of the reels on YouTube, the 74 Dart that I have, just sold. And I'm so happy about that because the guy that bought it was willing to pay for the new title from California because the state of Ohio didn't like the original title for some reason. A huge shout out to him. Thanks, Ricky. I'm glad you're buying that car. You're going to be very happy with it. I'm at 12. Let's see. The good news is that this can be primarily used as B-roll with voiceover if we wanted. One moment. Whoops. I just want to get it threaded down enough that it's not going to flop. Yep. No! What? Where'd it go? All right, so we managed to get it in. Now the only thing we really got to do is bleed the clutch. And then we found out that our brake reservoir is also completely empty. So that's a problem that we're going to have to address. Do you remember if this thing had brakes? When we were moving it, you used the brakes. So it did have brakes. So there's something in the line. So we'll just... There's still pressure somewhere in the system. That's... Oh yeah, I forgot. This is broken. Some woodland critter knocked this off of the roof of the car while I was gone, while I was in Indiana for work. And so yeah, now this is screwed. I have to try to remember that it gets knocked over. I got to pick it up. All right. Well, let's see if the clutch will bleed. All right. See if the clutch pedal's got any pressure. Straight to the floor. Does it come back up at all? try now. What's going on? Well, we just ran into a new problem. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there's air coming in. Well, there's fluid coming out. Oh boy. Well, that's a whole new problem. Hey, Saru, pump the clutch. Oh, right. All right, well, we're going to pull this tire off and figure out where we're leaking and try to solve this, because it looks like either the bleeder screw is undone, because the line goes up. It's kind of hard to... There we go. The line goes up. It's leaking out of the bottom. Alright, well, let's attack that next. Also, look at all this corrosion. That's great. Alright, well, so we're at a kind of a stopping point for the day. The brake system bleeding all over the place is a whole mess that I'm not really able to get into today. I've got to go and pick B up from work. On top of that, my impact and my jack are in the car. I really don't want to walk out there and get it and walk all the way back and then take it all the way back to the car again. It just seems like an excessive amount of effort. So instead, I'm going to wait and have other people join me in this absolute clusterfuck when Megan gets back tomorrow. And we can dive in on this again after she gets here from whatever she's doing that day. What I will say is that I'm a little concerned that the clutch has zero pressure. There's just nothing there. Clutch goes straight to the floor. If it was a cable clutch, it'd be easy. Oh, cable's broken. But this is a hydraulic clutch. And I don't think it's a dual system clutch, but I will look it up just to be sure. I think the slave cylinder's bad, which will mean us taking the whole assembly back out again, which is going to suck, but it's okay. It's part of the process. It's supposedly not a terribly expensive part. I've also got brand new terminals, which will help us with our electrical problems. Not all of them, but some of them. So there's a lot more to get done tomorrow. We will see you tomorrow. Shit. All right, welcome back to Guesswork Garage. Yesterday I left a big mess on the floor, and today she's going to help me clean it up and try to sort out where the problem is. Yesterday I filled up the master cylinder. The master cylinder is now completely dry. Speaking of dry, this isn't a drink. If I don't get one, you don't get one.
Damn.
So we're going to try to get the side of the car up. We might even go so far as to remove this fender so that it's out of the way.
Damn.
And then, because we got to pop dents out on it anyway. Try to figure out where the brake system's leaking. And then from there, we can jump to putting a new belt on, because we've got a new belt for it that's supposed to just run the accessory drives.
Right there.
Yeah, it's chilling right there. And then we've got to also see if we can get some pressure back in the clutch. I did a little bit of research while I was at work today, and have a couple things I want to try before I go through the trouble of getting a new clutch master cylinder on top of getting a new clutch sleeve cylinder. So let's get diving into that. We've got a few hours to work today, and maybe we can kind of get some things resolved. That battery's probably going to come out and get replaced with the one that's currently in my Dart, because that one doesn't like to hold a charge for some reason. But hey, it's got new terminals now, so that's not the problem. It's just the battery.
A win is a win, right?
I'll take what I can get.
You're just trying to break even.
It ain't much. It's barely even on this one.
I was gonna say.
All right, let's get to it. All right, well, while we're getting this sorted out.
Hey, Brandon, how's it going finding a pinch weld down there?
There's so much rust. This thing is... I genuinely think if he'd have parked it on top of a salt pile, it would have been better off. Because at least then I wouldn't be working on it now. That's actually attached. I can't fucking believe that. Oh, my hip is trying to lock up. That's neat. Are you still on? Okay. Well... You know.
What do I know? Just about nothing.
This is one of those times where I wish it really hadn't been raining so hard the day that I got this thing, because I'd have never taken it.
Does the rain make your brain not think?
No. The rain makes me hurt a lot. We're completely off the ground in the back. You know what? Let's see what happens. Watch yourself. I'll just put a little pressure underneath of it. Give it something extra so I have a second to think about the fact that I'm about to die under a crusty fucking Japanese pile of shit before I do. Okay. Do we want to go ahead and pull the fender now? Is the headlight bucket? This ain't doing anything.
Headlight's busted and non-existent.
It's like there's not even the the cross bolt that's supposed to be in there is gone. Like everything that's supposed to be under here isn't there anymore. Look, they took my eyes, Piglet. Like, okay, tire's got to come off. Tire comes off, we can look at the brakes.
How do you think that's gonna look?
The tire coming off is going to be is easy. The brakes, with the way that it's pouring out, that line is either cut, which is very possible, since this kid cuts like a fucking emo kid in 2008. And I don't know. I don't know. Everywhere I look in this car, it's like this thing was listening to Good Charlotte. I fucking hate it. All right, where's my impact?
Fall out of there.
All right.
Seems to have an attitude issue.
That keeps happening.
You're experienced in those.
It's just... Especially things that have an attitude problem for no fucking reason.
Is this one of the ones we're going to give a stern talking to?
Get the fuck out of here.
That works.
All right, let's see.
Light.
You know, every time I work on this car, I get more mad. And it's little things, but sometimes they're little things where you're like, now, why in the fuck would you even do that? Like the fact that this caliper isn't even attached, but not only is it not attached, there's no fucking piston and no pads. There's nothing there. That pistons me off. I'm glad you beat me to it, but Jesus. Okay, so we need a brake caliper, brake pads. I guess that counts as a rotor. So we have a rotor.
That's it?
That's fucking magnificent. I'm just overjoyed about that. But the fact that this thing had brakes while we were pushing it, what the fuck was it grabbing with?
I would say hopes and dreams, but it doesn't seem to have any of those either.
Every day we stray further from God's love. All right, well, I'm not sure what we're going to do about this because the longer I look, the more shit I'm discovering that's wrong. And I think we're just going to take this caliper completely off. Well, I got to find a way to clog the line. That way that we can build brake pressure.
Very important question for you.
Hmm.
Is ignorance bliss? The more you find out about this thing, the worse it gets.
Ignorance might be bliss, but fucking
this way?
You're gonna wanna get more pressure over it. So we should be doing this with a bigger ratchet, but we're not going to.
It's fine.
So it's going to the left. You want your weight over top of it, so you're pushing down on it, and then just push it forward.
Okay. I gotta get this thing out of the way.
And keep your feet out from underneath the car just in case it falls.
I will try to do that.
Here you go. Yep, push.
Fucking itty bitty ratchet, bro. Look at this thing.
No. This is. I'm having too much fun with this.
That thing's not going anywhere. Yeah, I got nothing. You have fun with your tiny ratchet. I mean, you're used to using small tools, aren't you?
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Let's
So we'll see. I'm wondering if the whole front fascia is going to fall off or not, because it's definitely not on there very good.
Well,
ain't looking good so far.
let's see if I can not give myself tetanus.
Would you stay right there, sir? Just hold me up. It'll be fine. Get the fuck out of my hip. I might be too old for this.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, there you go. Just don't break the fender. There you go. It's almost there. Almost there. Alright, it's free there. Get this fucking thing out of here! Hold on. The car moved.
Did it now?
Yeah.
Yippee!
Fuck. This is such a fucking disaster.
Brandon, I wouldn't lean on that thing too hard.
Oh, I'm aware.
This car might as well be held up by like a tin can at this point.
Oh, I'm very aware.
Actually, tin cans might have more structural stability. Thoughts?
Well, I took this off partially so that we could get to that easier when it's time to replace it, now that I've seen how fucked up it is. Oh well.
Is it a null point?
Almost. So, that plastic splash guard was completely screwed up anyway, and eventually, if we got this thing rolling, that splash guard was going to fall down on top of the wheels.
Cute.
So I didn't want to deal with that. I've dealt with that enough times. What we need to do is get the fender the rest of the way unbolted, or we'll flex it back and then unbolt it, and then pull it completely off, and then assess where we're at with our headlight situation. We still got to work on the clutch. This thing's going to end up getting 3 episodes instead of 2, like I thought.
Content!
I can almost guarantee it, because I'm sitting here looking underneath of this, and every time that I just avert my eyes for a moment, it's like some new disaster has popped up. And it's fucking wild.
Hey, but at least on our list, we emptied the interior, right?
Oh, yeah, no, everything's out of the interior.
We did something.
Everything's about to be out of the exterior. It keeps this shit up. Pull that motor out and just sell the shell to somebody that wants it for the drift car. Like, they're like, oh, hey, I want an FB to be a drift car, and I've already got an LS. Congratulations. You can buy this fine automobile.
Such a piece of automotive engineering.
I will pull the engine and transmission and make it even easier for you. Just get it out of my garage.
Wouldn't it be kind of funny if we put it in something else?
Well, that engine and transmission will fit perfectly in that B210.
I think that'd be hilarious, personally.
They do it, and they're quite quick. As opposed to the A14, which is a little lethargic, making only 67 horsepower.
Dang.
Something like that. It's relaxed back into position.
Do you want me to hold it so that you can try and...
Well, I gotta try to find the spot where that bolt that was the hang-up point was. But I felt it, and it moved. And that's really unsettling, because bolts ain't supposed to fucking move. I don't know if you knew that or not.
It walked away from you. Oh, you found it again.
Only about half.
Getting anywhere?
Where the fuck's the bolt?
Did you lose it again?
It's a 10. I know, because I was turning it. But why can't I get to it? Keep your hands on it, like keep a tight hold just in case it falls.
Okay.
This freaking thing just... with enough hatred, anything's possible.
I mean, with enough spite, you could rule the world, so.
Lift up. And pull away.
Hey, there we go.
Boy, this thing is rough. All right.
Cool.
Well, I have a really fucking stupid idea. I kind of wanted to yank the fenders off of this thing and get some like AT tires and make it like semi off-road. See if one of these local hillbillies will buy it. Because inbreds will buy almost anything. And then they'll be like, I know I already paid you for this, but is it 4-wheel drive? No. I want my money back. I told you it was a 2-wheel drive.
I mean, it's got 4 wheels.
Yeah. Guy that I sold my Dakota to. Damn dummy. All right. Well, we're going to set this to the side. It's going to need a little bit of massaging with a hammer. But we can get the dents out.
And
first time
try
this
not
thing
to
gets...
spiderweb the paint more?
I'm not that worried about it. I have a way to make it look kind of decent enough to post on Craig Book Market Face. Nope, that ain't what that's called. I wasn't gonna post this shit on Yahoo pages. Anybody here old enough to remember that?
Not me.
I know, not you.
Hey, you're dating yourself today, man.
Oh no, I'm not my type. So I guess next we can try to pump the clutch, see if we can get any fluid to move. If we can get any fluid to move at all, it would be awesome because it'd be nice to have at least one kind of small win out of the day, since I now know that I got to sink another $200 or $300 into this thing for brakes. Folks at home, this is why you don't screw your sister, because this kid definitely had her number on speed dial. For the firewall, where the clutch pedal goes. All right. You see all the rust and how it's wet? At the top of the clutch pedal. Yep, look up, you'll see a pin sticking out. If you actuate the clutch pedal, it weeps a little bit. That master cylinder is blown. Like,
are you gonna start to weep because of this?
well, I mean, no, but this is like,
Don't be expansion.
You know, this
automotive problems.
Yeah, no doubt. This feels like Sisyphus pushing that fucking stone up the hill, but it's a Mazda-shaped turd. So, master cylinder, slave cylinder, definitely. Replace one, just replace them both. Okay, so we're not getting that done today because I got to order those parts.
Brakes?
The brakes I got to order. You know what's going to end up happening? We're going to roll this forward and we're going to hang the new light up and we're going to start working on that. Because we got stuff that we can actually do. I'm at a weird point with this thing where I have to order a bunch more parts. But I also, this thing has to get out of here because I have to pay Jeff back. So
we could gut it and make a very interesting B210.
Well, I've thought about pulling the rotary out of this and dropping it into the B210, and I think I have to manufacture mounts. But I also don't know if I want to go and take the engine from this, which has driven through the valley of the double 23rd chromosome in order to get here. So well, we'll update maybe when we have the belt on, if that fits, because everything's going so well today. If you don't mind, I think I'm just going to take a nap. You know what? You're probably safer down there.
Wanna come see what he's doing?
Nope. It's gonna be fucking one of them.
Watch it not be.
So, trying to get this caliper bolt out of here. I don't know what that was, but it just rolled away. And it's very stubborn. It's a 16 millimeter bolt. Our 16 millimeter wrench went missing. The nearest size that comes close to it, well, that's what that is. You just go over there. It's 5/8. Nearest standard size is 5/8. 5/8 was just a hair too small. So I hammered it in place. Did the right thing. And got it on there, perfectly, and said, hell with it. I can't put enough torque on it. There's nothing holding the caliper together at this point. Maybe I can hit it with a hammer. Well, 2 thumbs way up on that one, because Taiwanese dropped forge metal just cannot fucking take the hammer, apparently. So that's going to the trash. Or I'll just cut the end of it off and make something out of it. I don't know. I'll forget about it. It'll be in my toolbox, and I'll be like, oh, a 5/8. Watch. A couple months from now, I'll be like, oh, a 5/8, and I'll grab it and go, who's the fucking idiot to put this back? This is the idiot. But you know why I'll put it back? That's future Brandon's problem. I don't like that guy. So we're going to break this bolt loose.
Okay.
Okay. Make sure we're going the right way. We are. So
which way's left?
Yes, left is the right way. So
we're directionally challenged here.
I'm just fucking stupid. So we'll break this loose, and then we're going to tense this belt up. And I'll show you how we do that. But go ahead and break that loose.
Is there anything that I can even like? Brandon, I'm not very strong. How am I supposed to do this?
More leverage. You don't have to be strong.
Oh.
There you go.
Gotcha. That makes ultimately much more sense.
Monkey brain. That might be good right there. Let's see if I can get through it. Yep. All right. Oh no, the belt's too big. Do I have it aligned right? Should probably do. So the belt is too big, but by how much? Oh man, not much at all. Oh wait, hold on. Could be because it's off on the bottom. This is all the way up. That's a ton of slop on that belt. Can it run under this one though? I really should have looked up how to do this, and I didn't do it. Whoops.
Are we looking up how to do it now?
I'm gonna have to, because I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Where is your phone?
It's over there.
Ah.
Well, we are at a point where we can't really go any further. So the belt that we got is the wrong size. The caliper, which is now over here, excuse me, had to be cut off. There's no piston in it, no bleeder screw, and a bunch of other odds and ends stuff wrong with it, like the fact that it was hanging like this whole time. So there's cracks in the line. So we're just going to replace it and some other items that we have found that need to be replaced. I really didn't want to wrap this without us having this car moving under its own power, but there's way more wrong with this thing than what I had initially discovered, which includes the clutch master cylinder is bad, clutch slave cylinder is bad. Yeah, so it looks like there's going to be a part 3, and probably in between it a couple of videos to try to get some somewhat positive content out, because I got to be honest, this is kind of depressing. Do you have anything to add?
B210 time?
Yeah, I think our next episode is going to be trying to get the wiring settled out for the B210.
You can't be screwed up. You're doing it yourself.
I know. So well,
no one else's work to screw it up.
Well, I'm doing it myself because somebody did screw it up and I had to rip all the wiring out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to have to run wiring from one end to the other, which is also going to entail us having to figure out how to run our stuff for the starter, which I have to buy a starter for it, because right now there's not one on the block. And I think I realized that a few days ago, but every once in a while I look at the motor and go, oh, there's no starter, and then I forget. I think the next couple episodes We'll adjust the lighting accordingly to make it easier to see inside, and then we'll tackle the Pt.2 a little bit.
Heck yeah.
Try to get something positive done.
Yeah.
But well, I think it's going to do it for us. Have the day you deserve. We will see you later.